everyone. Thank you for joining CAF Inform once again. As you guys know, every Thursday, you guys have an appointment with us. And those that have joined for the first time, we are CAF, Center of Assistance to Family. And every Thursday at 2 p.m., we have different speakers to speak about different programs. And what we want to do is inform, empower, and educate our community through CAF Inform. We are celebrating Home Ownership Month. And today we're going to bring a topic which is going to be, we're going to be speaking about refinancing. So as I have mentioned, if you know someone that this information is going to be of help to them, please share this information with them. We have Baloo Conde and George Brady from MMP Bank. They will be speaking about refinancing. So I know this information is going to be of great benefit to everyone that has joined us. So feel free to ask any questions that you might have, and we will try to answer all of them. So thank you, Baloo, for being here. Thank you for joining us. George, thank you for being here as well. And we are going to be speaking about an MMP Bank, refinancing, and some more great information that they have to share with us. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. And George and I are very excited to be here. As I mentioned, I am a Vice President and Business Banker for MMP, and George is my partner. He is one of our senior mortgage advisors. So we are very excited to be here. Before we get into the details about what are the programs we have and how MMP can assist CAF members and our wonderful audience here today, how to refinance their mortgages, I wanted to talk a little bit about MMP. MMP is a community bank. The bank has been around for 160 years. But one thing I'm very proud about, we are your biggest community champion. We are because we have done more loan to small businesses, to low to moderate income families than any other bank I know in this area. We are in the community. We do a lot of financial literacy programs. I have done myself many workshops for the CAF, previously in my position as a branch manager and later on in my position as a business banker. So we are very, very excited about here. One thing I would also add, the federal government is very, very interested in knowing what banks are doing for the communities, especially in areas where financing is needed. So banks have to pass to really have scores in the Community Reinvestment Act area. And I am proud to say that since 1982, for the past 38 years, MMP Bank has had the highest Community Reinvestment Act scoring every time we had been audited by the federal government. Because for us, it's not a matter of audit. It's a matter of community, help. It's a matter of community responsibility that we take. So we don't do it for the score. We do it because we believe that is the right thing to do. And so today, we're going to talk about our programs and how we can help you refinance. We have several programs. We have programs that range, that applies to almost every area you could think of. We have 30 years, 50 years. We offer FHA mortgages, VA mortgages, jumbo mortgages. We even have a grant program at MMP where MMP has put money on the table to help you either buy or refinance. But I'll let my colleague George tell you more about those. Anything you can think of from 15-year to 10 to 30 years mortgages we do offer. But most importantly, we have come up with other programs. I don't know if most people know about these. Construction loans now can also be done in the consumer area. Doctor mortgages, all that is done in the consumer area. And if you have a commercial property, we refinance those as well. So with that, I'm gonna stop here and let my colleague, George, take over. As I mentioned, we are your biggest community champion, and we can help you with your new mortgage and also help you refinance your existing mortgage. So George, I'll let you take it from there.
All right, well, thank you. I think the most important thing right now is to realize that mortgage rates are at an all-time low. So if people are waiting around, it's not the time to wait around. If you haven't refinanced or you refinanced once when the rates were up above 4, rates are in the low 3% range for a 30-year fixed and below that for 15-year fixed. So what I always recommend to people with a refinance is to do what's called a mortgage checkup. I do them for my banking colleagues, past clients all the time. To send me a mortgage statement, I'll take a look at it and give you kind of a read from a professional standpoint if I recommend honestly to refinance or not. I'll kind of give you scenarios, what the closing costs are, what the projected payment would be. We do a lot of training on the mortgage side. We're currently in the Vermilion program. And what's important there, it isn't always about the interest rate. It is important rate-wise to lower your payment, but to be in the appropriate loan program with the appropriate term. If you've already paid, say, 10 years on your mortgage, I recommend not to go back and do a 30-year fixed again, even if it does give you the lowest possible payment. You want to save on the interest that you've already paid. Maybe go back to a 25 or go to a 20-year. I hate to see people that have already paid interest over numerous years to go back to start from scratch. The object, obviously, if you can, is to pay your home off by the time that you retire. That's what's optimal. And in this environment of COVID, I also have been recommending that people do a cash out refinance to set money aside for reserve purposes, just in case by chance you would lose your job, which is horrible, but it is possible to always set aside enough months so your family can survive if there is a downturn in the employment side of things. So that's the kind of my thought on the refinance side. M&T Bank does offer FHA loans down to 580 credit scores. That's for purchase and for refinances. Conventional financing, which is Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, that goes down to 620 credit scores. So pretty good benchmarks. We're pretty aggressive on the credit scores. I know some lenders have raised their scores as COVID's come through as their minimums, but we've held stand pat on the scores that we've had all along with FHA and conventional as of right now. With a rate and term refinance, you would need a minimum of 3% equity to do a refinance. If you did a cash out refinance, you would have to have a minimum of 20% equity after the cash is taken out of your home. Obviously, you don't want to, if you don't have mortgage insurance now, you don't want to go over the 20% limit anyway, because you don't want to add mortgage insurance, which would increase your monthly payment. Typically, the debt to income ratio is capped at 50%. That's gross monthly income before taxes divided by your monthly, or divided into your monthly expenditures, including the mortgage, anything else monthly on your credit report. What M&T, as Baloo said, is very involved in the community. Everyone I run into at M&T is very nice, very helpful along the way. Even with me, I've been at M&T for 3 years. I've met a lot of great people at M&T and worked well with them. M&T Bank recently, over the last few months, did roll out an online loan application, which is what's up on the screen right now, and gives you an option to go to purchase or refinance side and do everything online at your computer. It takes about 20 minutes to do an application, and you can upload all the loan documents that are required for a refinance or purchase at that time. It's very convenient in this environment, so we could do a lot of virtual meetings and things through email and phone calls, since it's hard to meet face-to-face for appointments these days. So yeah, that's mortgage in a nutshell for refinances. If you have any questions or need anything else, please let me know.
George, would you mind covering a little bit our grant programs, if that can help? Because I thought that was such an interesting option for clients.
Yeah, so our grant program is for primary resident purchases only, so it's not refinances, but if you are in the market to purchase in DC or Prince George's County, $5,000 towards closing cost is available through the bank through our CRA program. And that is with no repayment. It's not a second lien. It's free money towards closing costs.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, Crazy, back to you. We have covered it in a nutshell what we could do for the community. As I said, I also offer refinancing in the commercial mortgage space, but that's for another day. I'll be happy to come back and cover that. But if there are any other questions, we'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, MMP Bank, for always being part of CAP and supporting our programs. Feel free to give us a call, 978-332-7108 or 301-328-3292 if you have any questions. So thank you, Pastor Mike, thank you, Balu, thank you, George, for joining us today in CAP Inform. I hope this information was of benefit to everyone that has joined and everyone, and also for those that will be joining us and listening to this recording. I think it's a very good time to refinance. We have low interest rate, but it's so important for us to know and be informed of all the steps that we need to make in order to be able to refinance. So thank you so much for joining us. And we are about to conclude for today. And we just want to do a brief reminder. If you're interested in joining our home buyer classes, we still have space. Visit our website, www.mycap.org, or you can call us directly at 978-332-7108. We have 3 different offices, as I have mentioned, Maryland, Virginia, and Massachusetts. Also, as Pastor Mike was mentioning, the census, if you still have not completed your census, you can do it online. It's very simple, it's easy. Just go to 2020census.gov and let yourself be counted. For every person that doesn't get counted for the census, we're losing about $18,000 per year. And those funds at the end of the day is gonna actually affect our programs such as housing, health insurance, public transportation. And the thing is for census, it's every 10 years. So I always say, if you don't let yourself be counted for this census 2020, you're gonna be invisible for the next 10 years. So that's about it. Our first home buyer classes are scheduled for July 24th and 25th. Visit our website, www.mycap.org, so you can get to know us and see all the programs and resources that we have for our community. This is about it from my side. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys next Thursday at 2 p.m. Hope this information has been of help and benefit to everyone that has joined us through Facebook Live. Thank you so much, and we will see you guys next Thursday. Take care.